everybody, welcome back to this week's episode of Mint Out of the Box. I'm your host, the Godfather of Toys, the J-Bomb. Sorry for the long delay in videos. You get a championship belt, and it throws the schedule haywire. Then we did the Titans Build-A-Figure, which not a lot of you saw. Shame on you. It's quality entertainment.
Why?
And whenever you hear that sarcastic voice, you know it's got to be the lovely one. My life. My wife. Producer Steph. Producer Steph, how are you doing today? What do you think of today's episode of Power Town Wrestling action figures?
I'm okay. This episode is a long flipping time coming. Like, to the point that I forgot we even ordered this stuff because it's been so long.
Yes, this is, if you're in the know when it comes to wrestling and wrestling figures, this is something that appeared on everyone's radar probably over a year ago now. I believe Greg Gagne, former AWA wrestler, and some other people came up with Power Town Wrestling, got the license for some of the wrestlers you see here. And I guess they've assigned a few other people, and they've recently the day I heard these were delivered, they announced that they'd already announced they had the license for Remco, the name Remco, because AWA was closely associated with the Remco All-Star Wrestling figures, which were mostly AWA and a couple NWA wrestlers. So, like I said, a little over a year ago, we heard grumblings that this was gonna happen. They picked this lineup. Conspicuous by its absence is a Kerry Von Erich. I guess when they got the original set to them, they didn't like how it looked, so they sent it back. So they decided to release these 5. We bought a whole set, and then I bought a set to open, but we've only got one so far. And if you
Why did we get the one we ordered first, though? That irks my soul. Yes, we did.
No, we didn't.
Yes, we did.
No, we didn't. We ordered the ones I really wanted first. So, because I wasn't planning on opening the Verne Gagne and the Luthez. But if you followed this Power Town Wrestling saga from the beginning, you'll notice that Bruiser Brody was added late because it was going to be Stan Hansen and Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man, but I guess there was some kind of licensing issue. So they scrapped the DiBiase, which from the prototypes looked amazing, and swapped it in with Bruiser Brody, who was a legend in Japan. And the Hansen and the Brody come with the All Japan Tag Team Championship belts. The Hansen looks great. The Hansen that we got from the Remco series looked like an old man because they gave him the blonde hair, but it was like white. So he kind of looked like an old man. Brody looks good. He's got the scarred up forehead, the chain, the vest. So, I mean, how much were these figures? Like $45 each? Something like that?
Way too much.
They're super expensive, but I mean, now that we got them, I can see why they were so expensive. The detail on the figures is amazing. The details on the belt are top notch. I mean, I really wasn't a huge fan of Verne Gagne because he looked like an insurance salesman by the time I started watching wrestling, because I started watching in the early 80s. He had the bald spot, and he was still putting himself over. But the only thing is, he comes with this AWA belt, which would look sweet as hell on my Jerry Lawler figure.
Oh, would it?
But the plating on the belts are really nice. The only thing I from first glance, and we'll get more into it when we open this Magnum TA. I have another one coming, and this box is a little beat up, so I'm gonna open it up. This US belt, I mean, the plate itself, the actual belt part, looks amazing. It's just the strap I'm not a huge fan of, but we'll see how it looks when it's all together. gonna choose Magnum TA. As I always, I like to give a little bit of history. Somebody's been sitting and sleeping in my bed, and she's still here.
Oh, really?
We put things back when we're done, producer staff.
We obviously don't.
Magnum TA was was right on the verge of superstardom in 1987, having worked previously in Mid-South, and was, when you get the U.S. belt in Jim Crockett Promotions and the NWA, you were pretty much a shoe-in for the most part to become heavyweight champion at some point. Magnum TA was set to eventually beat Ric Flair, obviously for at least a championship run there, and everybody had just he had Vince McMahon written all over him, and they figured once Vince got a hold of him, he was going to become a superstar. He had the body, could wrestle. He had that Magnum PI, Tom Selleck porn stash that was big in the 80s. And
Was it?
Tragically, he was involved in an auto accident in 1987. Nearly died. Was partially paralyzed, I believe, for a long time, and never wrestled again. He made some ringside appearances and did commentary, and is still out there on the autograph circuit, alive and kicking. So it's a testament that he actually lived, but his career was ended way too soon. We didn't get to see just everything that Magnum could be. So take it out, your standard clear plastic here. Got some tape. This is some more tape. Pop that off. And as you see, producer Steph's favorite thing in the world.
Why?
I don't know. Can you get it? Because that's the most important thing that I need.
You dropped the belt, bro?
Yeah, I know. I dropped the belt. What a...
Bruh. Yes, you are. But the bigger one is whoever opened all this stuff on the table and left it there. I don't know who would do that.
I wonder.
You?
So, producer Steph was on her hands and knees. Familiar sight. Bam! And I have the United States Championship belt. Like I said, the plating on the belt, I mean, if you just hold it like this, it is by far the best detailed of any belt I've ever seen. Producer Seth, since you're down there.
No. We'll have to take pictures.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yes, Mint Out of the Box has turned into a fucking retard fest.
You've been stripped of the belt.
No, I've been stripped of competent producers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Do we need to talk about this mess?
No, you should clean up your toys.
When I open them, I do.
You were playing with them. You need to clean them up.
What, was I? Was I
Yes.
playing with them?
Yes, you were.
Back to the review. The figure looks amazing. It's got the jacket. You got good articulation.
Do ya?
The leg doesn't fall off like the luchadors did.
Oh, I hate those ones.
Extra hands.
Stupid.
The jacket will come off. I'm not taking it off.
Good idea.
His knee pads, I'm sure, go on. I'm not gonna attempt that here today. The face sculpt is amazing. We'll have some close-up pictures.
Allegedly.
I don't know. The way the show's going downhill fast, I have no idea.
But I'm the best part.
Are you?
Uh-huh.
You can send your comments to jbombchamp@AOL.com.
AOL, OMG.
Well, anyway, he can hold it over his shoulder.
Can he?
Yeah, I don't feel like fussing with it, so I'm going to tuck it under the mullet.
We saw a lot of good mullets this past weekend.
We did. We were in Tennessee. Our future home. I know we've been there a lot because I know I said that like the last episode. I just got back to Tennessee. Got back again because one of our 6 children. We are like a living Brady Bunch. One of our 6 children, Lorraine, graduated college. Yay, Lorraine.
Yay, Lorraine.
Very proud of you, dear. And, not to be outdone, the lovely one. Words can't describe her. She's been on the show 1,000 times. When she comes out here, she takes absolute control of the show and drives me bananas, but I love her. 24 karat gold Carrie. She graduated 8th grade. She's on her way to terrorize a new school and a whole new grade set. She's on her way to high school. Yes, the godfather of toys is that old. I pretty soon be called the grandfather of toys.
Well, you kind of are. You know what? In fact, we ordered this about a week after Itz was born.
And she's about...
She just turned 9 months old.
So that's not that bad then.
9 months?
For something that wasn't even made yet, that's not bad. Where's my Cody Rhodes? How long ago we ordered that thing?
Yeah, that's a whole nother conversation. We're about to stop shopping.
We're not. If I don't sit here and open up toys, why are you 20 people that watch every week gonna keep watching?
Well, now we're going to start opening everything in the boxes.
We're not.
We'll be here for another 42 years.
That's why we're not gonna open them. If you think you can be a little bit more professional and help run this show, please send your application to jbombchamp@AOL.com. You're acting like a lunatic today.
Do we need to cut the show?
No, we need to cut your whatever it is you got into. You playing with catnip again?
Please hold. We're having technical difficulties. Are we ready to behave?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Powertown Wrestling available now, minus the Carrie Von Erich, which will be shipping later. Hope you enjoyed this episode on The Godfather Toys. I will see you next week.
Bye.